welcome everyone to Session 8 of Call of Cthulhu Memento Mori, a Call of Cthulhu actual play. Call of Cthulhu actual play run by myself and four really cool dudes.
Gotta stop talking before these.
Really cool dudes. You really do. You really gotta stop. No, it's good. It's good. But in the meantime, as is tradition, we're just gonna have everyone go around the table, quickly introduce themselves, and then we will dive right into this session of Call of Cthulhu Memento Mori. But let's go Sun Bay, Professor Hex, Matthew, and Symbol. Take it away, gentlemen.
Sun Bay, also known as Jeff, playing Anton Andreevich Orlov, your former mafia smuggler, now driver and transporter for the organization.
Transport coordinator.
Yes.
Logistician.
Let's get the euphemism right, just in case the police ask.
I'm sure they will.
I'm Professor X. I play Saoirse Joyce, otherwise known as Juju, the fairly young female boxer slash mechanic slash all around sort of
Badass.
Yeah, what's the female equivalent of himbo? That's not the word that I'm thinking of. Herbo. Thank you. Actually, that's great. Thank you. The herbo. Whose job it is to rush forward and shoulder check people and lift them by their collars and do all the strengthy stuff.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And in the same way as if there is a bright center to the galaxy from which Tatooine is the exact antithesis, so my character is that to Professor Hex. My name is Matthew, and I play Luke Davenport, who is an aging English occultist slash alienist.
I can't believe you stuck the landing on that analogy. I was in the weeds in the middle of that, and I would applaud you for actually making sense of the end of that.
I tried.
And I am Sybil24. You can find me here on Twitch from time to time under the same name. I play Beau Lafreniere, who is from Baton Rouge, and he's a occultist private eye for the OGC, and all around annoying guy, I guess. Yeah.
Say that. Nobody said that.
And of course, I am Derewolf, Game Master, in this case, the Keeper, as it were. But we're going to pick up our first scene right where we left off, in front of this old Victorian-looking home, down the way from Arkham, in a small town on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, of Kingsport. You're on the northern side of the city. You arrived here. In fact, Juju arrived first and entered the home to discover, well, some strange things happening. I'm actually going to let Professor Hex give us a quick recap of the last few events of last session, and then we'll pick up right with him finishing his delightful recap.
Right. So we had already been sort of en route to, if I remember correctly, it was outside of Arkham, Massachusetts proper. We had discovered on the way this sort of, well, I didn't discover it, everyone else did, nearly ran over this suitcase that had appeared in the road. Inside there were a series of photographs and some strange markings and such that all seemed to indicate that there was some sort of, I think it's fair to say, some supernatural shenanigans going on with respect to photography and camera work. Eventually, we headed to the home of the last known person to sort of be connected to this whole phenomenon. Specifically, if I remember correctly, the woman who called initially our Order the Golden Sarcophagus office to report the thing. Juju having arrived first, she was impatient and on the Norton motorcycle, so she got there first. She applied reasonable force to enter the home without the consent of the owner, let's say, just in case any lawyers are listening, and found that there was a figure inside who was shunning all light, who was essentially living in filth and squalor inside the house in an attempt to, again, to sort of avoid all light and being seen and all of this sort of obsessive compulsive sort of behavior. Juju, very, some might say rudely, sort of forced her way into the last bastion of this person, and unfortunately ended up destroying them in the process. Not by her own hand, just a series of, she had simply sort of withered away and burned away into nothingness. She spotted this sort of old, I think it was a Leica brand camera or something to that effect.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Leica Model A.
Yeah, Leica Model A. Yeah. Spotted a Leica Model A sort of on the mantelpiece, but then afterwards trying to find it, it had disappeared. She was surprised very briefly by a young man who had come into the house, having heard some shenanigans and such, and was trying to be sort of quasi neighborhood watch. Eventually, the remainder of the party showed up, and we were able to escort this gentleman outside and explain that, like, oh, we had been called and yada yada yada, and mind your own fucking business, and all that jazz. But unfortunately, the police had very recently arrived, and so now in between sort of the two groups, me and I believe Bo, we were together, right? And Anton and the other one. That was just to annoy you. Their job is to sort of like play some interference with the police and figure out this stuff, and so that's essentially where we left off, trying to deal with this new wrinkle in the form of the police showing up.
If I remember correctly, though, Luke and Anton were still inside while we were walking up.
That is correct. Yes, that is correct.
That is correct. So we're actually going to pick up with two 1920s police car cruisers, all rounded and little siren on the
wooden
top.
Wooden wheels,
square shape,
pulled by horses,
clunk, 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 as it were. But we're going to roll up with several cops getting out, both one from the driver's seat, one from the passenger's seat. The two on the right-hand cruiser that's pulled up, they kind of both pulled up behind each other down the same direction, from the same direction you actually approached the home. So if you're looking at the front of the house, they came from the right, and a somewhat portly looking cop with a large black mustache, kind of just like big and poofy on his face, will approach, and no swirls, just a nice little clean,
It's kind of a Tom Selleck vibe, right?
Like a Tom Selleck vibe. That's absolutely correct. Yeah. He's going to approach Juju and Blue, who are walking. He looks up to the house, kind of does a back rub to the back of his head, and he just puts his hands up, tells the other boys to just like stay back, and he goes, "Morning."
Nah, it's always good to see the police. My name's Bo Lafreniere. I am with an investigator with the OGC. I'm sorry.
You came in a little hot there.
No, don't worry.
All right, fine. I'll leave you to it.
Always good to see the boys in blue here. Here's our card. Nice. I extend a card. We were called in by the proprietor of this here house. She seemed to be looking for her husband, but the voice on the telephone seemed to say that she was also in distress. So we came in as well. Fortunately, when we came in, as you can see, all the blinds are closed, so we couldn't open the front door, and we had to improvise an entry point. I'm sorry to say. Unfortunately, what we find inside is, no man, woman, or child should really have seen that. My compatriots are inside trying to understand what's going on. If you want to come on in as well.
Got a couple questions for you, son. What the hell
Far
is the
away.
OGC?
It is the Order of the Golden Cruiser. Was just the name of our investigative group. We are a private detective agency. You can call the number there. The little Beatrice will answer your phone.
This
She'll
one
be able
says
to-
old GS though.
Oh, it's a sarcophagus. I say, see, I'm a bit flustered. It's been a day.
No, officer, don't worry about Bo. He's been just drinking a little bit, but just the normal
I
amount.
am dry as a cucumber. Well, no, that's not the cucumber's not very dry.
Well, you need a hair of a dog, so just a small amount, but not enough to drive. We drove him here.
Hmm. Why don't you two step over to my fellow deputies over here, and they're going to ask you a couple more questions.
Certainly.
With great pleasure, officer.
And Mr. Blue, how many did you say were inside?
It is Bo Lafreniere, as you can see on the card. My two compatriots, Luke and Anton, inside.
There's two inside. Are either of them armed?
I believe one of them, yes. Although they are not
Bill?
in a position to.
Get your firearm. Are either
Actually-
you two armed?
firearms.
it-
Yes. Here's my.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa, whoa,
right to
whoa,
carry.
whoa, son. Whoa.
No,
Whoa.
this is my right to carry card. No weapons have been drawn.
Whoa, son. All right. Takes that card. Now he's got two cards, one in each hand. He's going to take both of them. He's going to slip them into his little shirt pocket. You two go over there and talk to Jimmy and John. Billy and I are going to go inside. And we're going to talk with your friends. And we're going to get to the bottom of this. Understood?
Mighty fine, officer.
All right.
Certainly.
Very good.
Bo, now that I'm looking at this card, it does actually say blue. You might want to get a new round printed.
Gonna
It's a little
approach-
typo here.
Oh, Beatrice.
Gonna approach up, walk up to the building, where inside we still have Luke and Anton investigating the room. And if I remember correctly, when we left off, you had discovered some strange writing on the walls. You had found the dust, kind of that weird ashy dust where the bodies may have been. And the organization has no jurisdiction anywhere. You're not wrong. So you hear some footsteps from near the front door. The smell is still ever present. You can hear both cops go, "Oh, hell, what the? Oh, it smells like an outhouse in here." All right, who's ever inside, come out. Show me your hands.
And Anton will turn around and shine the flashlight right in their faces.
God damn it. Oh, what,
What?
the hell? Put that light
What
down.
do you want? You're interfering with investigation. Go away.
All right,
Rude,
Brewski.
good vibe.
I'm going to need you to lower the flashlight, come out with your hands up, and we're going to get to the bottom of this weird situation.
That's so.
I want to make it clear that this man does not necessarily speak for me or represent me. I have no intention of disobeying your orders in any way. He's just sort of got his hands up already.
Hey,
He's
why are you
stepping
doing?
away from Anton very slowly.
Neither of the cops have their guns drawn, but they
He's still got his hands in the air.
yeah, they're just gonna say, "All right, you, sir, follow Billy outside. You, Brewski, on your hands and knees.
No.
Get on your knees. I'm gonna search you.
What are you looking for? I tell you if I have or not.
Guns, paraphernalia,
Yes. What
incriminating evidence."
paraphernalia?
Jesus Christ! Are you fucking...
I told you. I tell you if
All
I
right,
have.
just get outside of the house. Just I don't care. Just
Okay,
get
okay.
outside the house. Fucking Russians. All right, now. Outside, everybody congregates you all. So they congregate all of you. There's the four cops kind of standing semicircle around you. You're standing in between the two police cruisers, as it were, and the cops are all mumbling to themselves. It's a few moments later, maybe a minute or two later, and they're all mumbling to themselves like, "What the hell's going on? I don't know. There's some weird writing in the one room. There's no sign of the ma'am here, or her husband. Didn't you see him leaving town? I don't know. She had called us a few days ago and said that he was acting strange, but she'd also mentioned some other man. I'm not sure. You're just kind of hearing this back and forth sort of a conversation that they're having about this. But what are you guys doing?
Officers, can I may have a bit more information. We did have a prior investigation going on here before we arrive?
Yeah, Mr. Blue, I don't know
That's
anything
Bo.
about no OGS. I don't believe you have any jurisdiction. Are you what are you,
There
some
is-
sort of a private investigator or something?
As the card says, we are a private investigation organization. We do not
You
have
gave him the card, yeah?
we I did give the card, yes.
Did he
Yeah,
call
see,
the number on the
It
card?
says BLUE, Mr. Blue. You keep saying Blau or something.
Oh no, we've already established that. That's a typo.
Oh.
That's,
That is unfortunately a typo. But my name is Bo Lafreniere.
Yeah, super
As you
professional.
can see from my right to carry papers.
With all due
What?
respect, Bo, I don't think it's really relevant as to the pronunciation of your name. So, as he suggested, however, perhaps you should contact our organization, and they will tell you that we were simply contacted by the proprietor of this home, the owner, and she asked us to visit her. She wasn't here when we arrived, and that's all. Then you arrived.
It was, we told come very fast. She was in danger, so we come
oh,
check out.
right. We were doing that. What do you call the bloody thing?
Welfare inspection.
We were. I was going to say Good Samaritan. Right. So we were just concerned, and so naturally, when we couldn't get in, as you wouldn't respond, we forced the matter. But unfortunately, she's not, which means honestly, we're wasting time. We should be putting out an APB or whatever they call it.
Who would like to make a persuade check?
Not fucking me.
I would. Anton says, whatever I need to do. Okay, persuade.
Somebody
Usually-
has ranks in that.
Can I use charm?
Anton should.
Can I use charm?
You know,
Sure.
Jimmy, the suspicious Russian has actually won me over.
So I yeah.
Maybe the Russians aren't so bad after all.
Ah,
There we go. Huh?
I like that. That's actually pretty good. So the two of you bumbling together. Here's how I'm gonna flavor this. It's less you guys actually charming them or actually persuading them, as they just get annoyed with you and realize they have no reason to hold on to you. You're just like,
Makes sense.
Blue just keeps talking.
fine, still works.
Bo keeps talking. The head guy is just listening to Anton go on and on. You can just see him getting more and more frustrated.
Did you
with him.
know what they did? They renamed Volgograd to Stalingrad. How? It's terrible. Just a couple months ago.
All right, so here's the
excuse my
thing,
Russian
gentlemen.
friend.
It doesn't seem you've done anything necessarily illegal. I will have to write you a citation for the broken window. If
That is
the
fine.
misses of the home, if the owners of the home do choose to press charges. In the meantime, I'm going to keep this here card right here. Give you back your paperwork for that firearm.
Thank
I'm going to
you.
ask you kindly to get the fuck out of my town.
But we do still have to finish our investigation now.
Yeah, you can do that outside of the city limits.
What
It's
if
kind of hard
investigation-
to finish our investigation of.
Well, here's the second option. I can place you all under arrest, throw you in a cell for the next 3 days, and then you can get the hell out of my town after that.
What about place him in
I
jail?
would appreciate that.
I'm sensing the fact that we're not boys.
What's
If I
this-
may, if I can
What?
provide sort of a feminine persuasion here, let's not negotiate with these gentlemen. They're sort of the big cheeses in the area. Of course, I mean we all know this.
Duh.
We're deferring to you, so perhaps we should just. I tell you what, officer, we'll get in our vehicles and we'll drive away, and we'll not be in your hair any longer.
That's a woman? Yeah, that's a woman.
Uh,
Well, ma'am, that's the most logical thing I've heard this entire uncomfortable and very annoying conversation. So why don't you all get on your vehicles, be on your way, and we'll pretend this never happened.
I do have one question before go. Is what was special about 3 days?
I believe that's the maximum amount of time they can keep us for just being a nuisance.
The first intelligent thing you've said. Blue.
Ah, okay.
Right. Well, now that we're all illuminated, perhaps we'll start the fucking car. How about that?
I'll turn flashlight off. Yes.
Driving
Right.
his face the whole time. You're a fucking piece of shit.
It's a pleasure seeing you, gentlemen. We'll be
yeah.
on our way. Top of the morning or whatever you expect me to say.
Fucking out of towners. So you all get in your respective vehicles and begin
I'm
to
heading
drive
back to the motorcycle.
and get to get ready to drive off. But you have a few moments before you activate your vehicles and actually get in them and start to drive. What do you discuss? Where are you heading? What's the next steps?
We are going to the gentleman's house, right?
That's inside city limits.
I said we are going to the gentleman's house.
Yeah, we're not going to fucking leave. Of
Well,
course not. No,
Let's not be too hasty about this.
we're going to drive to the edge of the city
Oh.
limits. We're going to check into a hotel or some kind of hostel under an assumed name, and then we're going to drive and continue our investigation. Because I'm not going to let some pigs tell me what or not I can do.
I like you.
I might refer to them as pigs, but
Well, not in front of them.
plan,
No.
Okay, the plan itself has merit. I'll give you that.
Oh, your
We should
engine's
return
starting.
at night, though.
Well, it's having trouble kicking over. You know these motorcycles. Bastards. Right. Let's talk about this at the location. Like let's get a place to stay just in case we have to lay low for a while.
And we make look like we go outside city first, and
Of
then
course.
double back, yeah.
Or worse, we can always head to that motel just outside of the city. I mean, that's something.
Yeah,
Always
Use as
motel
a
just outside the city.
base
Really,
of
I think
operations.
I'd rather sleep in the car.
Well, no one's stopping you,
There was a
boy.
dive.
Fine, boyo. You can sleep out under the stars
Just
how much
go-
as you like.
just
I think
start
I was
the
30
engine and
years
go
older
before
than
they
you.
get-
Boyo, that's a really rather odd way of referring to me, but okay.
It's a term of endearment, as in boyo, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Get in the fucking car.
Really doesn't feel like a term of endearment, but okay.
You all get in your vehicles. The engines start. A few kicks later, a few turns later.
And a few car honks.
Yeah, they all. wave
Arrgh.
at you. Get fucked. Yeah.
International sign of friendship.
And are you guys going west or east out of town?
Which way do we come in?
Came in from the east side.
We go out the other way.
Not the west side?
Which location is actually closer to the home that we will be
So we're
visiting?
equidistant from either one. Roughly.
Yeah, that works.
Just smack dab in the middle of town. Okay.
Geographic anomaly.
Yeah. Weird, right?
Can we take a quick look at the map of this region?
Yeah.
Is there a conveniently located dive motel at which we can stay?
There is a motel. So there to the west, there is the town of Beverly. But there is a T intersection, and there is a road that leads northward up to Arkham. So there's two roads that come down from Arkham that head to Kingsport, and you'd be heading to the T intersection. One goes towards Beverly to the west, and the other would go north back towards Arkham. You took the river drive versus the inland drive to get here. I'll actually post a link for you guys. See here, map
Right handy.
of Lovecraft County.
Can we stop
Country
saying
Massachusetts.
Ruski? That's so offensive.
Yeah. Good.
I thought you said brewski at first, but
Well, that's not offensive. That's welcome.
no, that's actually
Aw.
pretty good.
So you guys want to head west?
Yeah, I think that would be just so that we can get a better sense of
Yep, yep.
what's on this side of town, and if we're seeing any unusual stuff. It just makes sense to go where we haven't gone yet.
Like that. You begin driving west towards the edge of town, and it's just getting later and later in the day. Nothing strange, no weird clouds, no random rainstorms or anything of that nature. But eventually you come to the city limits and you get back on a sort of more of a highway-like road. It's actually 4 lanes wide, 2 on either side, 2 going west, 2 going east. And it starts to slightly curve towards the north, and eventually it comes to this large kind of T intersection where you can go north or you can continue westward. And there is indeed a small little motel on the side of the road called the Beverly Inn. Beverly and inn, and all of the lights are off, other than a little, but there is a little open sign on the front door, but all the lights are off. And it's getting later in the day, just about dusk. So the sun is set, it's hit the horizon, it's starting to dip below it. You've got those evening oranges and yellows and kind of golden lights, rays of light, you know, kind of flooding the countryside.
No, this looks good.
Well, I guess I would, you know, pull the motorcycle up to a stop. I'd kick out the stand, I'll let it sit. Take the, you know, the steampunk ass like goggles that protect my eyes from bugs off, and I guess I just sidle up to the door. What looks like sort of the like office or
As
main
you
office
get
area.
off of the motorcycle, give me a notice check.
Yeah,
Spot
sure.
hidden, excuse me, spot hidden.
Well, you know, it's all the same.
So as you get off the car, you notice a couple of things. The curtains on every one of the hotel rooms are drawn tightly shut. And there is a vehicle, car, that is parked. You can just see the back side of it. So imagine you're looking at the rear quarter of the vehicle. It's a kind of dark bluish kind of color. Old, you know, kind of curved edges. The 1920s vehicle.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is you notice the trunk is held closed, but not tightly, by some cabling or rope. Almost looks like the latch is broken, and that it has been tightly kind of bound together, and but it's not working quite right. This sort of, you know, makeshift latch that they've created.
Is there anything sort of else unusual about it? Like, do I see in the interior any sort of unusual like items or metal jutting out?
You'd like
or,
to walk closer to it? You
yeah, I
absolutely may.
will. Yeah.
As you get up to the vehicle itself, you look inside and you see that is a, you know, like the tripod for a camera.
Yeah.
The tripod in the back seat.
Mhm.
There are two suitcases that look to have been hastily put together. There's some clothing sticking out of it, and there is a little journal, what appears to be a little leather-bound journal. That is, if there's a suitcase in the back seat, this one, it's sitting on the suitcase on the passenger side rear seat. It's sitting there.
Now, do those suitcases that I see in the back seat, do they match in terms of design?
Yes.
Or all right? That's what I thought. Oh, are you talking about between the two of them? Because my follow-up question was going to be, do they match the
one that you
suitcase?
found. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Then what I would do is I would like whoever's out of the car, right, who's just walking around, I would like flag one of them over to take a look at it.
That would have probably been me.
Hey, Blue, come over here and take a look at us.
Yes, Goo Goo.
Oh, I see. We're having fun, are we? Well, you see that's inside there? That looks a hell of a lot like what we found. Well, you boys found on the road, isn't it?
That is mighty close. The tripod there, and also kind of giving away the plot here.
Right.
Is
No.
the door unlocked on your side there? With the
I'll give it a quick
It's locked.
try. Well, not traditionally unlocked. It could be, I suppose.
I tried
But-
my side.
Locked.
You know, seeing as how we just had a run in with the boys in blue, not certain I want to forcefully open the vehicle.
Not yet.
I tell you what, though. And she'll like gesture to Bo to like follow her towards the back of the car. You know, a little jury-rigged piece like this, well, these things pop open all the time. So if, let's say, and she will take out her pocket knife and flick it open, and well, you know, if something were to happen to this, and she'll just quickly kind of saw through the cabling or the twine or whatever it is. Oh, look at that! It sprung right open. Well,
Dear me.
gotta be too careful. And then we'll sort of get a cleaner look at like what's in here now that the trunk is open, I guess.
So, as you open the trunk, I need you to give me a sanity check, please.
Oh, good.
So, Blue, Bo, as the trunk opens, there is a kind of a scraping noise. The trunk was holding down something inside of it that is entirely not of this world. You see a strange sort of velociraptor-like creature. It appears to have been kind of like shoved inside of this trunk. Its face looks like it's stretched, pulled over, like pulled back skin. It has a almost humanoid-like mouth filled with razor-sharp piranha-like teeth. And there is what appears to be a bullet hole directly through the center of its face. Its stomach looks to have been cut open by a very sharp, serrated blade, and the interior, its insides, pulled out, almost as though it was gutted, and almost like it was being prepared for something, like you were like preparing a deer or something. It's not the term. What's the term for a when you're
dressing it?
Dressing it. It's almost like this creature was being dressed, and the person who was halfway through the dressing stopped, decided to shove it into this trunk, and here is what you find. But Juju, you don't see that creature. You see it for a brief moment, but right afterwards you see yourself in the trunk with a bullet hole in your head and your stomach having been torn open, the insides having been torn out as though you were being dressed to be prepared for processing. I'm going to roll a quick couple of dice here, as you are going to lose 3 sanity.
As a reaction, like Bo just pulls out his gun, swears something in half French, half English.
Jesus Christ.
Mama always said these things were real.
It's kind of like a
slowly closing it.
Vaguely humanoid face, lacks nose or ears. They have kangaroo-like legs, and yeah, just look real weird. What you notice, though, as you've pulled back and you go to close it, there is a little bit of sunlight that hits this creature's back left leg. The leg starts to bubble and boil, as though it's melting from the sunlight.
I think I would continue with Bo to just like close the thing as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking that's exactly what happened to the lady inside. As soon as the light touched her, gone, up like a flash.
I look for something to reattach it. Closed.
You may do so, and I think the rest of you are going to appear at this point as well.
Nah, shit. No.
Oh, do you able to go inside and see if they have rooms?
You two look frightful. Is everything all right?
So,
other than the criminality of breaking into this car for no reason, but
take a look around, see what's amiss.
Look in the back seat. Start there. That's the less difficult part.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, that's convenient. Do you think that the individual who's responsible for this crime spree, I suppose, is staying at the hotel?
I gesture to all the closed windows.
They must have at some point. Whether they're still here now, I don't know. Jesus, Mary, Mother Joseph.
Oh,
Now-
the closed windows. Yes.
In this here backside of this vehicle, there's a little something.
Juju will instinctively like put her hand down on the trunk and like keep it closed.
Mhm.
Go
Not
on.
of this world.
I think it's fair to say.
And I'm guessing it's probably part of whatever he's doing.
It's definitely part of whatever the fuck this gentleman is messing with forces beyond God and man. I don't know. All I know is that this thing inside, as soon as a beam of light hit it, it lit up like gunpowder, similar to the lady in the house.
Did it burn up all the way?
No, hence the us shutting the damn thing.
It is very much dead. You can't survive whatever that monster put that monster through.
None of you would happen to have any skill in picking locks, would you?
Maybe.
What
And he
was
just
that
sort of looks
under?
down at the door to the back seat of the car. I don't suppose you'd be willing to employ them.
I can break, but can't pick lock. No.
Hey, Juju, holding the trunk down.
Yeah.
And you're looking vaguely west, and you realize that there's about 15 minutes of daylight left before the sun dips below the horizon. Just gonna throw that out.
Gentlemen, perhaps we better get inside. This is rapidly becoming just a bad place to be. It's going to get real dark soon. We can deal with this later.
Okay. And I'll go on up to the main door.
I must admit, I'm somewhat concerned that all the windows are shuttered. Was that your implication, Bo?
Just like old lady's house.
Whatever powers this camera seems, or whatever is going on, it happens in darkness. So lights. We need lights.
I have flashlights with batteries inside truck, so
I always got mine, but yeah, let's go. Let's go inside.
and mine's a crew served, those big huge two-handled jobs.
I want you to imagine that there's a row of hotel rooms, kind of like the side of the road motel that you'll see on old highways. There's maybe like 15 different rooms. Then there's like a little alley that leads to some parking spaces behind the main building, which would likely be like the office building, which is just off the left-hand side. So if you're staring at it, you've got the row of buildings. You guys are down this little road. Cars parked just behind the main office building. And there's a little doorway. There's a window on either side of it, roughly about a bay size window. And then there's a single door that goes in, and there's a little sign on the door that says open. But again, the windows are pulled shut, and you approach Anton. And who else is going with him?
Oh yeah, I'm going. Let's go.
I think we all are.
So Bo, Anton.
I'm hesitant to move.
Yeah.
You can see that there's that Juju is sort of uncharacteristically spooked and is just standing there and just keeping the hand on the trunk to keep it closed.
About 13 minutes of daylight left, and Juju, you are holding it down with both hands, one hand.
Just one hand.
You think you, for just the briefest of moments, feel a slight amount of pressure push back. But we're going to leave you with that in this moment as Luke, Anton, and Bo get to the door of the main office.
Produce my flashlight just to make sure that there is light pointing at the door. Anton?
Hello?
No response.
Okay. Have you tried opening it?
I knock first. Then they can't say we did not try.
You
Hello?
knock again. From inside of the main office, you hear what sounds like a glass or a metal tin getting knocked over and feet shuffling from inside, almost as though someone was rushing quickly away from the door itself.
Is hotel open?
Oh, this is ridiculous. And Luke is just going to press forward, grab the door handle, and shove the door open.
You grab the door, you go to shove it open, you push it open about 6 inches, and it hits something. There's a kind of a screeching noise, and you think you may have hit a piece of furniture that was pushed up against the door.
We all understand that we're dealing with exactly the same situation here as
Yeah.
Shirsa encountered at the home, yes?
The
Okay.
lights on?
Oh, my line has been on all this time.
And Luke is going to try to force the door open to move whatever is blocking it. He's probably going to fail, but he'll throw his weight into it.
Give me a quick
Strength check.
strength check.
Do you need help?
You go to push the door, and it doesn't budge at all. You hear a man's voice from inside. It's never full. Always hungry. It's always hungry. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do it. I gotta do it. I can't.
Luke just shrugs at the other two. Well, you don't have to keep doing this, whatever it is.
Don't come in here. Make me do it. It's good. I don't want to do it anymore.
Luke just points at the door.
Who are you?
You just hear muffled crying from inside. Give me a spot hidden, Luke, as you are closest to the doorway. You can see, just through the crack in the door, there is a camera sitting on the counter facing the doorway.
Can I make any details as to the camera's make and model? I presume that it is...
Alekia Model A.
Well, the other one I thought was a Model 1.
Was it a Model A or was it a Model 1? Whatever it was on top of the mantle. Forgive me.
Okay, so all right. Okay.
Immersion ruined. Game over.
Yeah, I'm going to leave now.
Yeah. Alekia Model 1, excuse me.
He sort of steps back a little bit so that he is more behind the door and he can't see through that crack. Fixes his glasses slightly, fiddling with them. Well, I think we have further confirmation that this is connected. I just saw one of those Lekia model cameras on the mantle.
Do you think is more than one?
8 minutes of daylight left. Juju, something is pushing. There's definitely pressure pushing back. You hear a ever so slight scraping noise. Just like...
What do you think happened if I shoot the camera?
Right, boys, maybe hurry the feck up in there.
What is it?
Just get Nancy out here. Just get a feckin' room and let's move in.
We should get inside and expose everything to sunlight as quickly as possible.
So start breaking windows?
Juju.
That's not a bad idea.
Juju. No time to run, Juju.
Oh, fuck.
Almost dark, Juju.
Okay.
Okay, so having heard that gremlin ass shit coming from the trunk, if I let go of the trunk, is it going to just spring open?
No, Blowski. He had.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna call him Blue for moving forward.
sure, why not?
He relatched it as best to his abilities.
Okay, all right. So it's feasible that I have enough time to go to the rucksack attached to the back of my motorcycle and pull out the the Winchester 1897 that I carry with me, right?
I think so.
Okay, well I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just kind of rush over. I'll grab it.
Yeah. So you
I'll
guys
check.
are contemplating going inside. You see Juju come running past you, white as a ghost, grabs her Winchester rifle.
Oh, it's a shotgun.
It's a shotgun.
Excuse
Excuse me. Okay, shotgun. Okay, Winchester shotgun, and spins around with it at the ready. The trunk of the vehicle is still closed, mostly. It's slightly open, like there's about a 3-inch crack. And as you look in that direction, Juju, you see 2 piercing white eyes with a purple iris staring at you from the slit. You can hear that voice.
Why so nervous, Juju?
The fuck? What is going on?
I'm just gonna rack the shotgun, make sure that there is a shell in there and ready to go.
Yeah.
Point it directly
Damn
at there.
hammered, Anton.
All right.
Now, those standing in front of the hotel, what would you like to do?
Going to walk over to the side is where that open sign would be in the window. Is that window facing where the camera is?
So you are in front of the door. There's a desk
now I'll
off
be
the
off to the
right-hand
side.
Do you want to go
Yeah,
to
I
the
want-
left-hand side so that you are away from the door, or the
I
right-hand
want to
side?
be away from the door,
Okay,
ideally
left-hand side
looking
window. Yes.
in above. And my idea is to break the window, pull the curtain aside, and start shooting at where the camera would be from where Luke said.
Hot damn. Let's get wild. I love that bullets are the answer to this problem. Luke, what are you doing?
Did we hear that demonic voice that
No,
is
only
calling
Juju's
from
been
the
hearing that
trunk?
voice.
Okay,
Only
good.
Juju.
I yank Luke back when I see Anton moving,
Okay.
like,
Mm-hmm.
and start moving backwards and like
Mhm.
pointing my gun at the door.
Yeah.
And,
You said
and the
Bloopy
flashlight
trap for
again.
us?
I don't know. I thought it was just it affected whoever was in there, like Juju said about the room.
I don't. It likes darkness, so we're in darkness.
3 minutes of daylight left.
If we forced open the door, I assume that
The
sunlight would
camera's
sort
gonna
of.
go off, and we'll be
The last vestiges of sunlight would blow into that room.
Glass is breaking.
Glass has
where the
broken.
camera-
So we can see a scene of Juju holding a shotgun pointed in the direction of the car. White iris,
Sweating.
kind of glowing, purple, white pupils, purple irises, just piercing or purple irises, pupils. Anyway, I digress. Purple
Although
and
the
white
pupils
eyes.
would be probably black, but the irises would be
That's the
purple,
one.
right?
Yeah, no, they're white. The irises are actually white, which is what's weird.
White, purple, white.
Yeah, it's
okay.
weird. It's
Yeah.
weird. Very cat-like in nature too. Just
Oh well,
staring
now
at
that you
you.
mentioned it, now I know that it's weird. Thank you
Yeah,
for
it's
clarifying.
very weird. I'm just saying. I wanted to
That's
make sure we're
why
on
it's
the same
weird.
page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I made mention of it. But you see this thing staring at you, weird voice, and the eyes are darting from you towards the direction of the sun to you towards the direction of the sun. It's like a creature waiting for you, a hunting, stalking creature. It's waiting. It's biding its time. There's about 2.5 minutes left. Anton, you crash the door open. What are you shooting with, Anton?
Oh, no,
What kind of-
I don't
Not
crash
the
the door.
The
I
window.
break window.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
window.
that.
All right. You break
Oh.
the window open.
1911, of course.
Yeah. And you
Kind
just
of
start
choice.
shooting. Well, give me a handgun check, please, as you start shooting in the direction of the camera.
He said was inside the kitchen pointed at door, so
Yeah.
pop.
Okay.
There's my mouse.
I believe.
Fuck you,
That-
visual art.
As you draw your weapon, you fire in the direction of the camera. You watch as the bullet strikes the camera. There is a flash of like a spark. The camera goes spinning, flying, and lands on somewhere behind the counter. As the last bits of sunlight flow in and flood the room with light, if you've thrown back the curtain, you see a man standing just behind the counter. His arms appear to be very kind of gaunt, and kind of like the skin has like been pulled very tight on them. His hands are slightly elongated, and you see that his knees appear to be bent backwards and very kangaroo-like. His face still looks mostly humanoid, but you can see that his ears look as though they are folding back in on themselves, and his nose appears to have started to sink into his face. Where his eyes are, they appear to have started to pull back, kind of sinking back into his face, and his teeth, as he grimaces, as the light strikes his leg, and you can see this kind of smoking bits of like steam start to rise up off of him, and the smell of burning flesh. His teeth look, again, kind of sharp. He recoils back, jumping to the corner of the room behind the counter where this camera had fallen. You can hear him sort of doing this screeching noise. No, you broke it, no, and he's just panicking about this.
And give me
a minute and a half of sunlight left.
And I got the flashlight in the other hand, shining the flashlight right on him in the camera.
Yeah.
Get away from the camera.
Yeah. The flashlight doesn't seem to be doing anything to him readily. But he is crouched over where the camera fell, like a mother protecting her infant from harm. You notice that his back, the shirt that he's wearing, you can see this kind of arch that comes up as though his spine had started to push out of his body and create a kind of like dorsal fin along the shirt. You can see each of the spines, the bones of the spine. But he's not moving. He's just cradling this camera.
And he's continuing to change. The little man you saw is changing into some type of creature. He's holding broken camera.
Shoot him?
Repeatedly.
Good, yes. And as he's doing that, Luke is going to gesture over at Bo. Help me with the door.
And if you need, shotgun inside car with a lantern, electric lantern.
As
Sorry, I should ask to respond to that.
So you look towards Luke for a split second, Anton, to acknowledge him. You look back in the direction of the man creature. He is no longer where he was. He is vanished. You're not sure
He's
where
gone.
he moved off to.
And camera might still be working. Don't know.
60 seconds of daylight left.
All right. Door is a no-go. Let's go through the window. So I try to vault the window.
You could do a strength check to try to open the door if you want to.
It might take too much time. Let's just vault the window.
Mm-hmm. As you bust through the window, all, I don't know, Red Dead Redemption style, just through the window. Looks super cool. You are inside this little lobby area. There's a desk, little entranceway through the middle. There's like 2 main desks, cash register, some like things to do in the city sort of thing. You know what I mean? Very, very classic.
But we can't go inside city. We can't go into city.
It's what's things to do in Kingsport, as it were. Visit the local police station. They're super friendly.
Be harassed by cops.
Yeah. You haven't visited Kingsport unless you've been harassed by local
Weirdly
gangs.
racist cops.
Do a quick look around to see if there's anything there, but the first thing is to open another window.
Cool. So you open another window. You do so. There is a single door that leads into a back room that you can tell is... The thing that's interesting about that door is that there are these kind of scrape marks near the door handle, as though a large hand that was struggling with the door handle maybe like had to like scrape it to open it.
Hey, fresh
Yeah.
fresh cuts inside
Very
door?
fresh cuts on the door, yeah. Also, as you round the corner, you notice that there are discarded flaps of skin that kind of looks like a snake shed its skin, but you can tell that it's more human than snake-like.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
Sometimes you gotta get rid of this extra skin.
Like bad sunburn.
Juju. Not much longer, Juju.
Nobody else hears us.
I think at this point, Juju's like tension has started boiling over into frustration. Now it's like that part where you're afraid, but you're angry afraid. And so she's just sitting there with the shotgun pointed at the trunk, being like, "You fucking asshole! Don't you open that trunk? I swear to God, I'll send you back to whatever part of hell you've slithered out of, you son of a bitch." Are we
Yes.
checked in yet, boys?
Are you checked in yet, boys?
You heard us shoot the camera, and hopefully you heard us breaking glass.
Oh, I
Go
heard,
ahead.
but I didn't look. I didn't look away from the trunk.
Yeah.
Is
You
the-
see Juju. Go ahead, Blue. Excuse me.
is the door leading to where we think he went
Yes.
open towards me or towards the inside?
It opens towards the inside.
Oh yeah, I kick it down.
All right. So as you get
Alright.
ready to kick it down, we are going to cut to an exterior shot of this building. We're kind of doing like a bird's eye view looking down. We see the vehicle. We see Juju standing maybe behind her motorcycle as partial cover. We see Luke. Have you entered the building? Or are you just getting inside the building?
Luke is following the instructions offered to him by Anton. He's going back to the truck to grab a shotgun and to check and see
Luke-
if there are any containers of gasoline,
Heading back
That might be
towards
stored in the back.
shotgun.
kerosene, anything
yeah.
like that.
I think he will. We see
Two flares.
Blue, Bo about to kick in the door. Anton likely backing him up from inside. And then we cut to the backside of this vehicle, where we see a single, long, bony-like finger with a fingernail that is more claw-like than it is fingernail, just very slowly just drag itself across the line, and you just see that line fray as though it is just paper. Just shink. And the trunk goes clunk, 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 and opens up.
So there's no sunlight left.
No sunlight left.
Okay. All right. I think at this point, then seeing the trunk open, Juju would have fired what could charitably be called a warning shot directly into the trunk, and then use that to like roadie run Gears of War ass style into the motel.
Luke, no.
I love that. So, Juju, you fire a shot. Make a gun check. Yeah.
Sure,
Shoot
yeah.
stings. Let's do it.
So how far away would you say is the car
About
from me?
40 feet.
40 feet. So that would be what, 12 yards maybe?
Yeah.
13, something like
About
that.
13 yards.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
pale.
That was fantastic. Are you using slugs or buckshot?
I would say, gosh,
Yes.
what would be more likely? I'd say I'd probably be using slugs. Yeah.
So there is a boom. Everyone hears it. Luke, you're instinctually look towards Juju, where you see she has just fired her shotgun. There's a bright flash of light as the gunpowder ignites, sending this huge slug of metal in the direction of this car. You see a large hole appear in the side of the car, and you hear a kind of like squealing noise. I don't know if I peeked on that for you guys. Sorry, but
You definitely did.
yeah, kind of like squealing noise. And rising up out of the back of this vehicle is this strange bipedal, kangaroo-legged, greenish, weird, vaguely humanoid-faced ghast is the best way to describe it. And it squeals this high-pitched, horrible wailing noise. And I need both Luke and Juju to give me sanity checks real quick. Yikes.
Oy.
You both take 6 points of sanity damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not good.
Temporary insanity.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
Oh, yeah, it
That's
is.
not
Gosh.
good at
Yeah.
all. Let me just give me 1 second here. Let me just go over to grab this quick deck of cards that I've got. Okay. Phobia deck. All right, both phobias.
Oh, no, I'm a 10 of clubs.
Let's go. Okay, let's see here.
No.
And let me just do one of these. And we're going to go with... All right, so you have gained... let's see here. Oh, you have gained xenophobia. Sorry. Juju. You've gained
Just say
xenophobia.
Juju. That's probably easier.
Yeah. And let's see here.
Xenophobia. Wow.
Yep. Let's see here. You are... Okay. And you, Luke, have gained mythomania. It wasn't me. You're compelled to lie and exaggerate to an abnormal extent. It's impossible for you to tell the truth, even if your life depends upon it.
Mm-hmm.
You have a fear of strangers and foreigners. Anyone you perceive as different, foreign, unfamiliar, and strange is a potential threat. Oh, that's wonderful. You're probably afraid of Anton now. All right, so that's great. And, yeah. But, Juju, you make your way to the building. You hop in through the door. Luke, you have this sudden urge to lie about everything, but you did make it to the vehicle. And there is indeed a shotgun in there.
Is there anything else stored in the rear, like a can of kerosene?
You tell me, Anton.
Probably not kerosene, but some extra gasoline.
Vodka, which might as well be kerosene.
Oh yeah, you have the. There, you find a couple bottles of vodka.
He's going to ignore the vodka, but he will grab both the shotgun and the container of gasoline.
And there's a bandolier of shells too.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
he'll toss that over his shoulder.
Beautiful, beautiful. You have just enough time as this creature is squealing and roaring in pain and frustration, clawing at its side, which is bleeding this sickly black and purple colored blood. It is looking more and more enraged in this moment as it kind of claws its way up and out of the trunk of the vehicle, landing on its hind legs, screeching towards the sky, the very night sky as it screeches. You kind of watch as there's these like little bits of stars have started to appear as the sun is fully set below the horizon, and you watch, Luke, as the sky seems to bow outward and then inward, and you watch as the stars all disappear and it's just a pitch black sky. Probably fine.
Now, is this one still gutted, like it was what you saw before?
Yes, but it's still very angry.
Because it's hungry.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, Luke is just making his way to the building as fast as he possibly can.
that's good.
In
Inside,
case you didn't realize
Bo
that.
has just kicked open the door. And as you kick open the door, Bo, I'm going to need you to roll for us a quick dodge check, if you would, as a large clawed hand comes swiping down towards you.
Son of a bitch.
Good. Good. That's good. Hard yikes. Hard
I will
yikes.
use 7 luck.
Yeah?
Make
So
it a
you
success.
manage to jump out of the way as this creature swipes at you with it looks less of a man that you saw before and now fully transformed into this strange ghast-like creature. Around its neck is this camera. It's currently turned around, but it has a strap hanging around its neck, and the lens is pointing towards its chest. And you can see this camera is by itself going click, 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 as though it's trying to take pictures. What would you like to do?
So, the dodge, although successful, was me falling on my back. So I
Yeah.
just take the time to aim and try to shoot the camera, and
Love it.
at the same time, the guy behind it.
Shoot through the camera. Beautiful. Give us a guns check, please.
Yeah. That not how? No. Nope, that's not okay. Apparently not. All right,
Juju.
there we go.
The hard success. Yes. Let's get some damage in there.
Oh, no,
Beautiful.
okay, that's why. Okay, sorry.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
But
yes,
that was a hard success. You fire. The bullet seems to hit the corner of the camera, but kind of ricochets off, embeds itself in the creature, who lets out a roar, but otherwise doesn't seem too affected by it.
so the camera's still clicking.
Camera's still clicking.
Uh,
But since you shot it, I need you to roll me a D100. Tell me high or low.
Let's go low. Nope.
Well, the camera flips around and continues to click until it's directly facing you. And I'm going to have you roll a D100. You want to roll less than a 75.
Oh boy. Nope. That's not.
The camera clicks. Bo, you see a flash of bright white light. You feel as though your skin is on fire. You feel as though your eyes are melting out of your face. Your teeth feel as though someone is grabbing onto each and every one of them with a pair of pliers and yanking simultaneously. This pain, this horrible feeling of literally being engulfed in flame, all of the ends of your neurons, all of them are synapsing, and it just burns. All the nerve endings are on fire. It lasts for a single second. You let out a horrific, horrible scream. You look down. You are covered in. It's still dark. Nothing. See the camera in front of you, but you feel extremely empty inside. There is a feeling of loneliness and longing, not for another person, but for yourself. Anton, what are you doing?
What are you doing, Anton?
I am shooting at that camera.
Do it.
God, we love to aim at that camera.
You hit the camera, it goes through camera, hits
Exactly.
little dinosaur man.
That is a hit.
I'm just barely hitting.
Damage. Anton, you take aim directly at the lens of the camera. Fire. You watch as the bullet pierces through the lens of the camera and explodes out the backside of the device. There is a burst of bright light, like multiple camera lenses and the bulbs flashing simultaneously. Their vision is blinded by this bright flash of white light. You hear a horrific squealing and roaring noise, and as your vision starts to readjust, you see this creature is completely covered in flame. It is flailing wildly, just throwing itself, knocking over bits of paperwork, crashing into the door. It's stumbling towards Bo, who is trying
to pull Bo out of the way.
Trying to move away. Bo, this empty feeling remains with you. You feel like you've literally lost a piece of yourself. And as the camera is engulfed in flames, you can feel this burning sensation inside, right directly in your solar plexus. It is just burning horrifically, as though a piece of yourself is being burned along with the camera. However, you drag him away. Luke, you see this creature on fire. From outside, Juju, you turn perhaps as you enter the building to see Luke running towards you, and you see the creature round the corner. As it does so, instantaneously, that flash of light I described, it too bursts into flames and starts flailing around. It spins around like a mad, crazed creature running directly towards the line of hotel buildings, the rooms, crashing through a window inside. You can see bits of wood start to engulf, the bed itself engulfs, the whole building starts to quickly go up in flames. What would you guys like to do?
So if I'm getting this, if I'm getting the lay of the land correctly, the two things are for the most part out of commission.
Yes.
And things are rapidly catching fire, and
Yes.
it's becoming a whole shit show. I think I would, I have to, since I've just entered the scene, I have to do that, of course. The E1M1 music from Doom has to start playing. And I think I would just look at everybody and say, let's get the fuck out of here.
Was just the one, or
Well, it seems as if the problem has resolved itself. I'm
We-
content with this solution.
we don't have the camera?
I don't care if the problem puts itself in a fucking drawer. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Am I still feeling the burning, by the way?
Oh yeah.
So you're curling. Yeah, we have to get Bo out.
But Bo, as you are dragged away, you're feeling completely limp, sort of empty. You're dragged away as you hit the threshold of the door. That burning sensation dissipates, but your left jacket pocket feels just a little bit heavier.
I mean, at this point,
Continue being
like,
dragged.
if they're not following, like, I'm getting on the fucking motorcycle.
Yeah,
Get
bump-
dragged out.
bump
You
Bo out
guys
to the
go into the
truck.
truck, dragged away. As you get to the truck, the hotel rooms have all but they're just very quickly catching on fire, old wood as it were. The actual room itself, for the little office room, is completely engulfed in flame. The night sky has returned to normal. There's a couple of stars up there, slightly drowned out by the light pollution from the city nearby, Kingsport. But you all get in your vehicles and begin to drive away. Where do you head?
From the back, you hear the journal. The
Did you take journal? Where is?
How far have we gotten? Are we just pulling out?
Just be pulling out.
Okay, Luke from the passenger seat is going to turn over to Anton. Stop the car. He takes a minute to settle himself,
I think
shakes his head.
Juju seeing that would have like done the like almost a Kira slide and been like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
He's
go.
going to pop the door and make a jog for the car.
You jog towards the car. You get about 15 feet down that little pathway that leads towards the car, and crashing through the side of the office building is an inflamed, weird, gassed creature. It turns towards you, its face like the, the Raiders of the Lost Ark melting away. You see a partial skull. Give me a sanity check.
I'm raising my hand to indicate that I would like to do something. So just point of order.
Go ahead.
Is that everybody doing a sanity
No,
check?
just Luke.
Okay.
It's right there. But Juju, what do you want to do?
The minute that I saw that Luke was making his way back towards the car, I would have like sworn and spit and then just like gunned the motorcycle and gone back towards. I'm just basically driving directly at him and the car, right?
Yeah.
As soon as I see this thing pop out, and I imagine this is all happening in slow motion because of course it is.
Absolutely.
I
love it.
What I'd like to do is basically like crash into the damn thing, honestly. Just do that thing where I just sort of like pull a bad like Formula One, like that's not it. What do they call it? Motocross turn.
Power
I just
slide?
like power slide into it basically.
And rear
That's what I
tire
wanna do.
The
slap.
bike keeps going, you slow down, bike keeps going into it. So, you know what? Give us a drive check, because that's super badass, and I love it.
Man, I hope this works.
I really do too.
My drive auto is a 40.
I believe.
Okay, come on. Yeah, of course. Why
Oh
not?
no!
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on.
Don't spend all that luck.
Push the roll. Push the roll.
I'm going to push the roll.
Push the roll?
Yeah,
No.
that's right.
All
yeah,
right.
I'm going to do that. Okay, so let me explain how it happens. Instead of trying to like bail at the last minute, I'm just not going to do that, and just driver and motorcycle will just be all together a big dumb missile at this thing.
Holy fucking shit.
So let's try it again. Oh boy. It's gonna be even worse now. Slightly better. And I'm going to use, I swear to Christ, I'm going to use all of my remaining luck
Stop it.
to make this happen.
What?
Yeah.
I have exactly 48 luck.
Oh
I
my
need 48 to make it happen.
What?
Wow.
All of it? That's brutal.
It was just
I-
good enough. And I have 48 luck. I'm spending it all.
I am going to play poker with you tonight.
We will both be
We
on
watch
screen.
as Juju crashes into the creature. It jumps in front of Luke. It's about 10 feet. You hear this screeching noise. It's this rubber just like scraping against the dirt of this little dirt road. Crashes into it. The creature goes spilling over Juju. Juju gets flung a little bit of ways away. I'm going to give you a little bit of damage on that just because it would be
Yeah, of
crazy if
course.
I didn't. Like, that would be wild. You're going to take a whopping 2 points of damage as you come to a grinding halt right next to the car. You look over, you can see the car's tires have started to melt, and but it's still intact. Luke, you're able to run up next to Juju, help her to her feet. The creature,
Oh, he ignores her completely.
yeah, you're able to just run past her because fuck her, she's crazy.
Oh, that's
you're
fair.
able to get to the side
That's
of the
fair.
car. The doors are still locked. What would you like to do?
Oh, he shoots out a window.
Absolutely fantastic. You hear a gunshot. Juju, you're able to start to get to your feet. Anton's watching this all happen. Bo is in the back. And Bo, that weight in your left pocket, have you taken a moment to feel it?
Now I do.
Yeah, kind of feels like a camera.
It's a lump. You have cancer.
You kind of like feel it for a second. You could feel the little like lens on the front. Kind of cold to the touch. Yeah, as you kind of feel it through your pocket, just vanishes. Just that little lump just disappears, and that kind of empty feeling inside of you is replaced with this weird kind of cold, just like someone put an ice pack on your center of your chest.
I mean, it's better than burning.
Yeah, still cold, and we'll deal with that at a later date. But it's probably fine. Nothing.
What's the deal with? There's no problem.
There's no problem at all.
Boy,
Luke, you
you
shoot it
okay?
out. Will you grab
Everything's
the
fine.
journal?
How are you?
Cool. The journal itself, just a regular leather-bound journal. You grab it. You run back towards the car. Juju, your motorcycle is fucked, by the way.
Yeah.
Completely
That's
fucked. Yeah. You're going to have to hop into the back of the truck.
But
oh, point of just quick check.
Yeah.
This is entirely at your discretion. Was I able to get the damn shotgun off of the
know what?
motorcycle?
I would say you were holding it in your hand the whole time.
I really wanted to,
You
yes.
like
So-
power
Schwarzenegger
slid into it.
stuff.
And part of the reason it fucked up is because you were only driving with one hand.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
in my
Wrong
head
hand.
canon, that's what happens. And you slid, but you held onto the shotgun the whole time, and it didn't go off, which is impressive.
Yes.
So all of these things are really good.
All right, removing the Norton motorcycle, which is
Yes.
now fucked.
we try to put motorcycle inside truck.
Oh my god. It is on fire. The motorcycle is on
Oh.
fire and is probably going to explode
I'm like,
at some point.
I'm getting into the truck, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Drive.
why to drive? Yeah, faster. Must go faster.
You can get out and push too.
That's great. But as you all drive off and take a right heading back towards Arkham, I assume, we watch as the building continues to burn, and I'd like to have our final scene of this short adventure be you guys driving back towards town, Juju in the back with Bo, who is looking just a little off, I suppose. She's holding the shotgun like it's a newborn baby. It is her best friend. Luke and Anton in the front seat. Luke holding this little journal. And, yeah. Luke, do you take a moment to look at the journal?
Oh, absolutely. As soon as he gets in the vehicle, he's far more interested in that than he was in
Yeah.
Juju.
As you open it up, all of the writing inside of it is written in a language you have never seen before. It's strange symbols, markings, etchings, weird, looks like anatomical dissection, sort of like drawings of like different weird, like different ways to like carve humans up. You're pretty sure that's weird, but also creatures you've never seen before. And this journal is something that you, as a character, can take time to study over several weeks, and it will likely drive you partially insane, but it will also give you some Cthulhian mythos knowledge moving forward. So something you can decide whether or not you want your character to investigate. But good times. But as the truck dries off at night, the headlights, the only thing illuminating the long road. In the distance, as the camera pans up, we see the beautiful, welcoming, inviting city lights of Arkham, and we roll credits. So there we go. Good job, everybody.
Believe it or not, I'm walking
Living
on
on air.
air. Never thought I could feel. Yeah.
All right. Well, hope everybody had a good time. That got a little hog wild and crazy there at the end, but Juju, that's one of my favorite voices.
That escalated quickly.
Super quickly. I didn't expect it to escalate that quickly, but with you guys, I should have known better. But great job, everybody.
We don't always answer with bullets.
I shoot it. I shoot the camera.
It's
Wow. All right.
buckshot at times.
Man, I was really hoping the camera would not click on Bo, but you know, here we are. This is where we're at.
Perfect.
I'm sure that will
Perfect.
never come back up ever again at any point.
The only one that knows, other than myself, that it clicked on me is Anton. So
Maybe he wasn't paying attention. We don't know. Sure. It is what
Maybe.
it is. You were close enough to hear it.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
maybe Anton can keep a fucking secret. How about that?
It was
don't know.
it was pointing at him. I had to shoot, so it didn't hit
Good
me.
time.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Did you
All right.
guys?
Well,
Did you guys have fun? That's the only thing that matters to me.
Of course.
Enjoy yourself.
no, fucking miserable. I
All
hate
right.
it.
Good.
Like the
I
worst
rolled
game
one
ever.
less
What are you talking
max.
Good.
I rolled one less than max damage with a 45.
Pretty cool. But
Yeah.
so next week I am going to pick a new adventure for us to do. It's actually one that I've run before. I'm going to leave it a bit of a mystery until I write the session intro, and you'll know the name of the adventure. But it's going to be from one of the adventure, basically books that they came out with, a pre-built one that I'm going to put together for you guys. Now my question to the group is, do you want to continue with these particular characters, or does anyone want to bring in, since we're doing this kind of episodic sort of thing, where we have different, does anyone want to switch characters? Do you want to continue on with these current characters?
I'm good for now.
I'm good for now, but I'll probably make a backup just in case.
Okay, that's fair. Love to see Juju come back. She has 0 luck.
I don't think. Yeah. What I want to. I want her to skid into her grave.
Yeah.
And she's not there yet, so I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like she can be here one more time.
Yeah. But you guys can attempt to level up something if you so choose. And for the end of this adventure, I'm going to give everyone 10 luck back, actually. 10 luck.
Wow.
Yeah, you can gain 10 luck. That is my
Jesus.
gift to you. That was actually, I rolled a d10 and rolled a 10. So there you go. So you can bring someone new. If you do, let me know, and we will deal with it. But we are building a fun cast of folks that we can draw upon and have different adventures with. But we will continue the adventures of the secret society of the Order of the Golden Sarcophagus, the OGS, as it were, or OGC, as Bo likes to call it. We've also discovered that Bo has a
He has dyslexia.
He's dyslexia. He's slightly dyslexic.
So my name was Blue all the time.
It was blue the whole time. Ah! Oh man, that's funny. That is funny. But you all are awesome. As I always say at the end of every session, any final thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns before we wrap up today's session?
Nope.
Awesome. Well, as I always say as well, thank you so much to the players for playing. Without you guys, this is literally impossible. Thank you to the viewers for viewing. Didn't have a whole lot today, but that's all right. We still had a lot of fun. Happy gaming, everybody. We'll catch you next week. Same game time, same game place for session 9 of Call of Cthulhu Memento Mori, and a new adventure with perhaps some new cast members, but perhaps the same ones. We're not sure. We'll find out. We'll see how lucky they're feeling looking at you, Juju. In the meantime, be well, be safe. We'll catch you next time. Cheers.